welcome back to another episode of The Coast. Today's episode is going to be about how I lay and slay my eyebrows. Yes, I know you guys have been waiting. I know. So I know you guys can't tell right now, but I actually have on two different color eyebrows. One is from Wet n Wild and the other one's from Goapele. Keep taking a look at this video and you'll see how I created this magic. Yeah, it's magic. So first I start off with my Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. The color here is Simma Brown Now. Simma Brown Now 6038. So I start off by lining my eyebrow, kind of tracing the outskirts of the hair. Here it doesn't really matter how you go ahead and trace it. You can go way above your eyebrow shape or whatnot, because you're gonna come back and clean it up with a concealer. So don't focus on too much on getting this perfect. Then I'm gonna go in with my Nicka New York M Dark Medium. It's a skin perfector mineral concealer. I'm using the lighter shade, as you can see here. I go and I trace the outer areas of my eyebrow. This is where you want to build your shape. So you don't want to go in too much. If you're looking for a thicker look, don't go in too much. If you want it thin, then go ahead and do whatever you want. But my look here, I'm going to keep it thick and go out on the outside areas of the eyebrow. So then you want to go ahead and blend it in, blend in the bottom, lining it up, just to get that perfect look. That might take a while because you don't want to go up too high or not go up enough, because that line is where you want it. That's where you get that sharp look, by kind of straightening up that line. Then you bring the concealer brush to the middle of your eyebrow, and that is where you're going to blend it in, kind of creating a faded look. And then I pretty much just outline my eyebrow and bringing it in to the actual shape that I want my eyebrow to be. This is kind of like when you're in kindergarten and you have to learn to trace, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm going over the brown pencil and tightening up the shape of my eyebrow pretty much. Then I use the remaining concealer on the brush and I go in from the front of my eyebrow, kind of like a fade in, because the front is a little messy, and so I kind of use it as a fade. Then I use the concealer, I bring it all the way down to my eye. Sometimes I like to add in color, so the concealer is great for that. You just go ahead and bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, and up top you just blend it up towards your hairline, and just making sure that you don't go over the actual line that you created, because then you'd probably have to like add a little bit more concealer to that. You're pretty much done at that point. But what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the other type of pencil that I use, and it gives like a more realistic, I guess, flavor to the eyebrow. The color is a lot less intense as this Wet n Wild color is. So the pencil that I'm using here is by Goapele, and it's a eyebrow pencil. Light medium brown is the color. RBWP04. So it's a little it's cheaper than the Wet n Wild, and so going in on my eyebrows, it's a little rough, and so you gotta kind of go in. As you can see, I'm filling this in a little darker because this color is lighter than the Wet n Wild, and so you have to kind of just go in. Using the same concealer, I go ahead and line my eyebrow as I did the first time. Lining my eyebrows, lining my eyebrows. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing that I did to the other eyebrow. The only difference here is the color, but yeah, you do the fade from the front. You kind of line the bottom of your eyebrow with the concealer, and then you go back towards the front and the middle of it all, and just bring that color back into the remaining of your brow, because right up in the front I do have a unibrow, but it's a lot less hair than the rest of my eyebrow, and so you don't want it to look crazy. So I'm using the concealer as a fade, And like I said, I know that might not make any sense, but that's the best way that I could explain it. So you're blending the concealer upwards and blending the remaining of the concealer under your eyebrow. You're blending that down and making sure not to go over the line that you've created with your concealer. You just go ahead and blend that up. And it might take a little while, but that's okay. Because when I first started doing my eyebrows, I used to use way too much concealer. Sometimes I would use way too little. And so I would have to do it, you know, several times. Now I think it's become a routine to where I kind of know, even if I do use too much concealer, I know how to blend it in to kind of get it to not look as if it's too much. This is my foundation that I'm using. It's Maybelline's Dream Matte Mousse, and it's the color Cocoa Dark number 3. I've been using this foundation for not even sure how long I've been using it, but for a long time, and it has never done me wrong. So yeah, that is my foundation. I go over the concealer lines and trying not to go too much over my eyebrows itself, but the middle is what I'm mostly concerned about. Sometimes my eyebrows will come out a little uneven, and the front I'll accidentally go over it too much with the concealer, and kind of that color disappears a bit, and so I go back over with the concealer brush and kind of just fade it in to do a little bit more blending with the eyebrow color. So down the middle, I know there was that unibrow effect, but I grabbed some of using that concealer brush, I grab a little bit of the matte mousse, put it on there, and then I go down the middle, cleaning it up a lot, and then that is your finished look. There you have it. That is how I create these babies here. That is how I get this. Alright? And if it still wasn't clear, I can create another video. Just leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share this video. That's it for now. Join me next time here at the coast.